Move on to our general business, starting with Fire Chief Draper doing a presentation on the final Fire Station 2 plans.
Council President, Mayor, and Council, thank you very much for this opportunity to discuss this project. As you are very aware, we've been working on this project for quite some time. Tonight we have Michael Clark from 5 Bugles, Paul from CPMI, and Sean Blaney from City Red Wing to discuss this project. As we go through it, if you have any questions, by all means stop me. We'll address them as we go through it. So the location, this is the property that the city purchased. There are 2 lots that were purchased there at separate times for a total of 2 lots. There is Quick Trip there on the lower right section in the Burnside area. This is also a slide. We've talked about this before quite a few times. This is our ISO coverage, the coverage map. And the blue represents the area that would be serviced by that second station. This is a justification we've already discussed quite a few times. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I put this in here just in case there are any questions about this and how this station will definitely serve the community in the Burnside area. Do you have any questions on the service area? Or this is a rendering of the station. It was at one time 2 stories. We have brought it down in size, which we'll discuss here in a moment, to a single-story building. You know, as we discuss the changes that I've made in this station and reducing the size, we have reduced the size, but at the same time, we have added elements to this building that we're going to discuss. And also, I don't want anybody to feel that we've reduced the quality at all. The quality is still there. This is still a very well-made building, and it's going to serve the community and the department. And so here is the print of the station. A lower left corner there is the lobby, which would be the front entrance to the community. And so this is the community area where we have, again, the lobby, public restrooms, and the training room. This training room seats 65 individuals. It's multi-purpose. We've put as many hats on this as possible. And so we're going to be able to train our firefighters here. We're going to be able to have EMS classes here. But the community is also going to be able to use this room. You know, different civic groups would be able to come in, hold meetings there, things like that. We'll be able to do voting here if that's chosen. And then also what we've done is working with Chief Pullman, we've incorporated the training simulator they have, the use of force simulator, to where the projector screen is the same type of screen that he needs for that training prop. The sound system is the same. The projector is there already mounted. And so as much as possible, we have incorporated that system into it so that our police officers can utilize this training room for that use of force training. Also, there is a training storage area where components from that system and also training aids for us will be able to store there. The blue right there is a police office working again with Chief Pullman. We have an office that's just for the police so that they can have a presence out in the Burnside area. My understanding would be when they need to discuss things with witnesses or a place to do their reports. Also working with him, the entry doors are a tiered system to where they could have people sitting in the lobby and have a secure space. This is the fire department office. These 2 offices are the same size. This is just a general office for the fire department staff that are working out of the station. This here is the day room. And then the bunk rooms. This station, maximum occupancy for firefighters would be 6. The average that we're predicting or looking at is most likely 3. And so, but looking at the future, with paid on calls or even career staff, we have an occupancy for 6. We have the kitchen, This exercise room, which is available for the police and also fire department staff. The workroom and kind of a cleanup area where we can clean EMS equipment and also fire department equipment. These are some of the areas that we were able to downsize this building, looking at every square foot and trying to multi-purpose everything that we could and combine things. These are 2 rooms that we were able to combine for that purpose. And then the apparatus bay. The study that was completed years ago, identifying what vehicles would go out there, is still being used. And so we have not reduced the size of the apparatus floor. We still will see the police command vehicle, the fire prevention trailer, and also fire trucks that we currently have parked outside right next to this building, we'll have inside. We're not purchasing any more equipment. We won't need to purchase any more equipment for this. This is taking equipment that we have and putting it in our building, let's say. And then finally, the mezzanine. This is where we're going to have the mechanical room and also some storage. Do you have any questions about the layout of the building? Okay. And so a comparison in cost here, we have reduced the size of the building by 2,200 square feet. In June of 2016, so a year ago, the building costs were estimated to be $4.7 million. We have brought that cost down by reducing the size, saving approximately $785,000. Working with 5 Bugles and the project manager, we have really looked at every square foot of this building. We truly can stand by this and say that this is exactly what Red Wing needs today and in the future for our community and for our firefighters. And so I'm very proud of the building committee, our staff, and also the construction staff that have assisted in this. This brings us to a new project. This was not in the original plans. This is something that I have added to this project, utilizing that second lot that was purchased by the city. There's an area for us to train. I'm going to discuss training for the fire department and training also for the police department, but this is also all other city staff, from snowplows to whatever else could utilize this area. We have requirements. We're required to train quite a few hours, hundreds of hours actually, and also for our ISO. ISO is what determines the homeowner's insurance base. And we're losing a lot of points in that system because we don't have an area to train and because we cannot get those training hours in. Currently, we do 1 live burn a year. That's costing us approximately $8,000, and that's all we do for the live fire exercises because we don't have this place. We really, truly need an area to train. This is the building that I am proposing that we put on that second lot. This is a 4-story training building. It's all steel construction. It'd be very difficult to break, let's say. It's made to train in it. It's made to put ladders against the building. It's made to make entry into, force the doors, pull hoses through, and so forth. So we're able to work on the inside of this building, up and down the stairway, managing hoses and practicing this. Currently, we're able to do this without any water in the hoses. There's a big difference between a dry hose and a wet hose, quite a bit, with the weight of the water. And so in this building, we don't have to be worried about creating water damage as we do currently. And then also it would have 2 fire rooms, 2 live fire, Class A material. It burns at a lower temperature, which is safe for our equipment. We're not going to damage our equipment while in it, but we're still getting this training. Our new members are able to do it, and also our current members will definitely be doing more than 1 a year. The police may use this facility. These are photos from a class that I taught, a SWAT team in South Dakota, where they're practicing rappelling and then making entry into windows and things like that. They're able to practice active shooter throughout this facility. It's 4 stories of multiple rooms where they could fire sim rounds and not damage the building. It's multi-purposed. Like I said, we're able to put ladders up against this building and not worry about damaging it or breaking glass. We're able to rappel off of the roof. We can do quite a few things. And it's not just us, but it's also area departments. Now, we're not building this, or I'm not proposing that we build this, as a regional center. I'm worried about our piece of the pie, Red Wing, our firefighters, our staff, to make sure they have what they need. But this also would be available to other area departments to come in. So the cost of this facility, $439,000. That is the procurement of it and putting it up. Here is the proposed layout of the two facilities. You also see the trees and the landscape of the two areas. Again, Quick Trip would be in the lower right area. Any questions on this?
What's the yearly maintenance on the training?
It's very little. Every 10 years it needs to be inspected. The burn rooms have an insulation panels that need to be inspected. But besides that, there's very little. I've had these buildings before, and there's really nothing. Yes?
Are you including the cost of the pad in there?
Excuse me?
The concrete
work?
pad? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, all the concrete. In this drawing here, we see the training tower is that center square, and I should have highlighted this, and then they have that second square. That's concrete. Everything else in this space is a crushed gravel. We don't need all of it to be concrete for our training. Actually, it would be good to have some areas not, but we do need concrete approximately 20 feet outside of the building. The concrete work would all be done at the same time from the two projects. When we have the crane there working on the fire station, we could have the crane there working on the tower also, saving us money. And so these projects, the fire station construction, we are, as we discussed, at $3.99 million. And then the public safety training campus is $439,000 for a total of just a little bit over $6 million. Okay? And the CIP for 2018 has a budget of 5.7. So we are over budget. Now we have worked extremely hard. All of my staff have worked incredibly hard to bring this down, as you can see in the numbers, and especially the historical costs within this project. We can't go any further. I wish we could, but we can't. Now the fire station itself, because remember we have that new project, the training, that is under budget by about $100,000. But when we add that training element, that puts us back over the $353,000. As you have in your packet, I have that breakdown of the cost for the project. That does include a $200,000 contingency in there, and so that is also included in it. Questions on the costs?
These are estimated costs?
Excuse me?
These are estimated construction costs?
Yes, we're using do you want to explain the, go ahead.
Like we talked about earlier, the construction manager developed these costs based off of their softwares and latest data that they have available to them.
Peggy.